Have you ever had that feeling, that you're stuck in a digital Groundhog Day? You sit down, you open up a brand new AI chat, and you spend the first 20 minutes just pasting in all your rules. Your team's style guide, your project requirements, all your special formatting. It's like you're training a brand new assistant from scratch, every single day. Well, guess what? Today, we are breaking that loop.
Does this look familiar? Yeah, I thought so. If you're a content creator, a manager, really anyone who's just trying to get consistent work out of an AI, you have felt the pain of this copy and paste dance. It's slow, it's annoying, and it means every single conversation has to start from square one.
So if you are tired of that whole cycle, you are in exactly the right place. Because today, we're going to unpack a feature that really changes the game for working with AI. Claude Skills. We're going to see how you can teach your AI just once and have it remember exactly what you need forever.
Okay, so to fix this problem, we first have to really get our heads around what a skill actually is. It seems simple on the surface, but the way it's designed is honestly pretty genius. And the best way to understand it is with a really great analogy: a professional kitchen.
So, what is a skill? I mean, at the end of the day, it's really just a simple folder. But you should think of that folder as a digital home for your team's brain. All your unique processes, your workflows, your special sauce. You're not just giving the AI some random information. You're giving it real institutional knowledge. And the promise is simple, but wow, is it powerful? Teach it once, and it remembers forever.
Now here's where it gets really interesting, because this slide clears up the difference between just giving an AI access to tools and giving it an actual skill. See, a lot of people already connect their AI to things like databases or apps. That's like stocking a professional kitchen. You're giving it all the ingredients and all the equipment. That's the kitchen. It gives the AI the capability to do stuff. But just because you drop an AI into a fancy kitchen doesn't mean it knows how to cook. The skill, that's the recipe. That's the chef's detailed instructions that turn all that raw potential into a masterpiece.
Okay, so that all makes sense. But a massive red flag should be popping up for you right about now. It's all about memory, or what some people call token economics. If I install, say, 20 super complex skills, each one with huge style guides and templates, shouldn't that just completely flood the AI's memory and make it forget what I'm even asking it to do?
And you know what? It absolutely would, if the system just loaded everything all at once. But this is where the design gets so clever. To solve that exact problem, they built a system called progressive disclosure. And it's the secret sauce that makes skills both incredibly powerful and super efficient.
And this lays it out perfectly. The best way to think about it is like traveling. First up, you've got your boarding pass. This is just a tiny little summary that Claude is always looking at. It's not the heavy instructions, it's just a name and a few keywords so it knows when the skill might be useful. Only when your prompt triggers that skill, when the boarding pass gets scanned, then Claude loads the main instructions. That's like unpacking your big, heavy suitcase once you get to the hotel. And for those really huge documents, like a 50-page brand guide, well, those live in the reference library, and Claude only looks at them if a specific step in the recipe says to.
So we get how it works under the hood, which is cool. But what's in it for you? What can you actually build with this, especially if you're a content creator and not some professional developer? Let's get into some real-world practical examples.
Generally, what you can build falls into these three main buckets. You can create consistent documents and assets, you can automate these entire multi-step workflows, and you can even teach Claude how to better use other tools it's connected to. Let's really focus on those first two, because for creators, they're total game changers.
Okay, just imagine this. You build a brand voice skill one time. You feed it your entire 20-page style guide, all the little details, the do's and don'ts, the exact tone you want. From that moment on, anytime you ask Claude to write a blog post, a tweet, an email, whatever, it automatically nails that voice. No more reminding, no more copy-pasting. It just knows.
Or how about this one, for all you video creators out there? You can create a skill that enforces a really specific, complex format. You just throw your messy, raw ideas at Claude, and what you get back is a perfectly structured 2-column audio/visual script. It's got scene headings, timings, everything exactly how you need it, every single time. It's just pure workflow acceleration.
And this one shows you the power of automating a whole process. This skill doesn't just format text, it actually guides Claude through a whole sequence of steps. It takes a topic, it runs through an SEO checklist, it structures the entire article the right way, and it makes sure that all important call to action is right there at the end. It basically turns a painful, multi-step job into a single request.
All right, just seeing those examples makes me want to build one right now.
So how do you actually do it? Because even though the system behind it is pretty sophisticated, building one yourself is surprisingly easy, even if you have never written a single line of code in your life.
First off, there are just a few simple, non-negotiable rules of the road. Think of it like a really easy checklist. Your main folder name has to be in kebab case. That just means it's all lowercase with dashes between words. The main instruction file inside that folder must be named skl.md, all caps. And last, don't put a readme.md file in there. If you just follow these rules, the system knows exactly where to look every time.
Now listen up, because this is the absolute make or break part. Remember that boarding pass we talked about? Well, this is it. It's the description. This little piece of text is what tells Claude when to wake your skill up. A vague description like helps with my projects is just not going to work. You have to be super specific, something like manages sprint planning. Use this when the user asks to create tickets or plan a sprint. This description is the gatekeeper. Get it right.
But here's the ultimate shortcut, especially if you're not a technical person. You don't actually have to remember all these rules and formats. You can literally use a skill to build a skill. There's a skill creator tool that will just ask you a few questions about what you want to do, and then it will generate the correctly named folder, the main file, and even a really well-written description for you. It's amazing.
And this just shows you how fast you can get up and running. By using that skill creator tool, you can build and test your very first functional skill in a single sitting. We're talking 15 to 30 minutes tops. The barrier to entry here is just incredibly low.
Now, once you've built your skill, you'll just enter this simple little feedback loop of testing and tweaking. So, if you notice your skill isn't activating when it should be, that's called under-triggering, the fix is easy. Just add some more specific keywords to your description. And if it's activating for all the wrong tasks, that's over-triggering, you can add negative triggers. Literally, telling it, hey, do not use this for simple math. It's a really easy and intuitive process to dial it in.
We have covered a ton of ground, but I want to leave you with this final, kind of provocative thought. Skills are being published as an open standard, which means they can be shared. So just imagine a future where the world's top experts, we're talking top-tier lawyers, master graphic designers, they don't just publish books or courses, they publish their actual skill folders. What happens when you can literally download a master's workflow and install it directly into your own personal AI? Well, it completely collapses the gap between knowing how to do something and actually having the ability to do it. The days of training that new assistant from scratch every single morning, yeah, those are officially over.